Alright, so our lesson today is on citing evidence. When you read a story or you read an article, you're going to be asked to cite evidence from the text. And so we're going to dive into that a little bit and talk about what that means. Your learning target is to use evidence from the text to support your claims or statements. So again, you might be asked a question after reading a text or reading an article, and you are going to need to support your claims or statements. So what does it mean to cite evidence? Well, when you cite something, you're pretty much just mentioning evidence from a text in your writing. So you are drawing that directly from the text. So you're citing evidence. You're mentioning something that comes directly from the text in your writing. How to cite evidence? Well, there are 3 steps. First, you need to locate the evidence in the text. Find something that really backs up what you're saying. Then you need to rewrite that evidence in your own words. We'll talk about putting it into quotes, but for now, you're just going to rewrite it. And then you're going to use a phrase or location to show where you found the evidence. So don't just say, this happened, but give us some more transitional ideas, more of an idea of where it came from. So let's say that you had to answer this question. After reading All Summer in a Day last week, we should be familiar with who Margot is. So why do the other kids dislike Margot? Well, our first step is going to be to locate our evidence. So I'm going to locate my evidence and I'm going to find this paragraph. And I remember that it says she was different and they knew her difference and they kept away, and her father and mother were taking her back to Earth next year. And so the children hated her for all these reasons, and they hated her possible future. Okay, I remember this happening, and I know that this will back up what I want to say, because I want to say that they didn't like her because she was different and they were jealous of her possible future. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my evidence. So I'm going to say Margot was different and the other kids didn't like her because of it. That's pretty simple, that's pretty plain. I'm not going to go into much more detail than that. So then I'm going to use a phrase or location in order to say this is where I found my evidence. So I could say something like, one point made in the text is, or the author or the narrator states, or I might say in the text it says. You might also use according to the text, or on page blank it says this. Okay, so these are all possibilities that you could use when you are trying to think of a phrase or a location to introduce your citing of evidence. So we're going to put all those 3 steps together. The other kids dislike Margot because she is different and because they are jealous of her experience on Earth. On page 2, it says that she might go back to Earth with her family and that the other kids hated her for it. Okay, so see how I kind of put everything into my own words first, and then I went ahead and cited my evidence. I answered the question and then I cited the evidence.